right, looks like the mics are good to go. Welcome to my stream. So, my name is Jared, and I'm going to be practicing today. So the thing that I'm going to work on is I'm going to, well, first start with a warm-up, stretch, and then a little post-warm-up. Then I'm going to work on 5-stroke diddle interpretation, so the timing for the diddles, except I'm going to do it with crossovers on the tenor drums. So that is my goal for the day. And then at the very end of all these Practice With Me streams, my goal is to just kind of chop myself out by playing something as fast as I can, or faster than I can actually play it well. So in these streams, my goal is to try and share the practice thing. Let me try that again. In these streams, my goal is to try and share how I practice and improve upon things. So I will be narrating out loud, here's what I'm working on, or hey, I noticed this thing, and then talk through some of the ways that I try and address those while practicing. And so this is coming from somebody who has been playing for over 20 years and still has plenty of things to work on with my own playing. Okay, so that's the goal. So you're going to see me mess up, you're going to see me do some things well, and then you're going to see me talk about both of them. So pointing out some of the flaws and some of the successes in my own playing. Now, what I'm going to do to warm up is I'm going to play through the SCV recording of Schlitz and Giggles. Let me pull that up. And you will see the video, but you won't hear the audio. And the reason why is just because of copyright issues. But I am going to post in the chat in case you are watching this live, so you can follow along at home and play along with us in your leisure. It's my favorite recording to go to for this particular exercise. Quick sound check. Ooh, that's loud. Okay, and gonna paste it now. All right, so it's in the chat. And if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, just search for Santa Clara Vanguard Schlitz and Giggles, and it was this one from 2009. Okay. Here we go. Play. 1, 2, ready, and... Oops. Forgot the pattern. It's been a while since I played this one. Trying to stay relaxed. Notice I was playing the accents too hard, so I'm lightening up. Oops. Forgot the pattern. Interesting, my left bicep is tight. I'm gonna have to stretch to that. All right, random ad. Trying to keep this family friendly. Okay. Yeah, all right, that's great. I don't need that. All right, so I pulled it up again because I'm going to do that again after I stretch out. But when I do it again, I'm going to play it at 1.25 times speed because I like to do that after I warm up. So that was the first bit of drumming that I played today, and it was amazing how tight I was up here in my bicep and then just my upper arm in general. Okay, so let's stretch. Let's try and get relaxed. So the first thing I like to do, I like to hold my sticks in my hand like this, and then you pull one hand in, and then you follow with the other. So this is a good stretch along the sides of the forearm and the back. And then you can exit by just going back out. Okay. If you're doing traditional grip, you can do these. It's good to rotate, relax out, but I am not. Okay, so now I'm going to stretch the underside of my forearm, so I'm stretching the tendons, staying nice and loose. If you're joining me in the live session, feel free to ask some questions in the chat. Happy to talk. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep narrating out things. It will mess up my playing. That's okay. I'm trying to practice it to get better. So I'm going to switch to the other arm. You don't want to have jerky motions while doing this. Just want to have a nice static hold. Now I'm stretching the top part of the forearm. Oof, the left is sore. Switch in. Okay. Now I'm going to stretch my fingers individually. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to stretch here a little bit more. My left arm in particular. Trying to find the angle where I feel it a little bit more. It's a good spot. It's a little lower than I usually do it. Okay, now stretch like this. So I'm just grabbing the back. Right there. Oof. Yep, feeling that. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some massaging up there in a second. Okay, so now I'm gonna stretch my fingers. After stretching the forearms and the wrists, I like to stretch each finger. So I'm doing thumb to thumb, like that. Now index. And then middle. Ooh, this one's tight. Huh, wonder why. Ring finger. And pinky finger. Okay. So now I like to massage. And so normally I'm just massaging like the forearms and the hands and fingers and whatnot, but I'm actually going to start up on a little bit higher on my upper arm on my left. Oof. Yeah, it's tight. You want to be nice and relaxed whenever you're playing. And so I like to do a little warm-up to get the blood flowing, and then I like to stretch things out, massage things out, just to get everything nice and relaxed, and then I'll get the blood flowing again. Now, the reason why I do this is because I have had many arm and hand injuries over the years, and they've gotten less and less frequent because of measures like these that I put into place to make it so that I'm staying as relaxed as possible while playing, and then also just trying to take care of my body so I can play as much as possible. Although I haven't had a lot of time for that lately. Okay, so now I'm going to massage the forearms, massaging the top, like I'm like kneading dough or something. Another way you can do it is put your thumb on top, or your fingers massage the underside down here. Okay. Switch arms. Now this is something I would do with my own playing. This is also something I do with like the drum lines I used to teach. Highly encourage everyone to do some kind of a stretch and massage routine. Doesn't have to be what I'm demonstrating, but it is extremely helpful and good for your overall long-term health, hand health and whatnot. So I just had to do a sound check. Wasn't picking up the level, but that's okay because I'm just talking. Okay. Now that I massaged the forearms, and those are feeling a little bit less tight, that's a little tight, I'm going to massage my hand. So I'm massaging the back of the palm, and then the inside with the thumb. And then I'm going to go from base to fingertip, massaging the fingers. I usually do this about 2 times. Just kind of depends on the finger. Like this one is actually a little bit tighter, so I'm going to do it 3 times. Okay. Middle finger feels all right. Indendi thumb. Okay, switching hands. Base to finger. Also kind of gives it a little bit of a stretch, kind of pulling it out of your hand when you do it that way as opposed to finger to the base. Actually learned these from hand masseuses, or masseuses in general. So when they do a hand massage, I'd ask them about the different techniques they're using and whatnot. Pro tip, talk to masseuse. If you have a significant other or significant others, they will appreciate it as well. Okay. Oh, it just got tight right here. Yeah, it was weird. Like right when I was finishing up, it just got tight. I don't know why. All right, quick water break. Okay, so we're going to do this again, but this time I'm going to do it at 1.25 times speed, and I don't know how it's going to go. It's been a long time since I played this, and the reason why I do this is because I want to push myself to play faster, and this is a quick and easy way to do that. At least with a YouTube video. Let's go. Yeah. Play it back. Speed 1.25. And I don't think I adjusted the volume, so we should be good. All right, I'm going to not talk because I really need to focus while doing this, or I'm going to mess up a lot. and make a quick adjustment with my setup. Make it so you can actually hear what I'm going to play. All right. All right, so overall, not bad. I'm definitely tight while playing, but it was better than I thought since I haven't played that particular one in, I don't know, at least a month or two. Okay, so I just swapped out my sticks, so I'm no longer using the Hardeman hammers, and I'm instead using the Hardeman tenor sticks. Let me see if you can actually see it. So, barrel tip. I like these. They're a little bit shorter, but these are way lighter than the hammers. So it might take me a moment to get used to it. Okay, so let us go to my website. So where I'm going to go is jaredwarrior.com. I'm going to go up to drumming content and go to chops and technique. And today I'm specifically, can't speak. Today I'm specifically going to be working on my 5-stroke interp. So I'm going to go to the technique section and go to 5-stroke roll timing and realize that I should probably, just make it easy for you. And paste it in the chat. Right there. Alright, pasted and back here. So the one I'm doing is 5-stroke roll timing. Let me make this 180. Make sure it's at normal speed. Cool. So I'm going to start, I don't know, let's try at 80. Let's see how it goes with that. Okay, so 80. And you should be able to hear it, I think. So I'm going to play this on one drum first, just to see how it sounds. Overall, okay. A little late there. Okay, so now I'm going to do crossovers with just the left hand crossing over on a 3 on every left hand accent. It's good to isolate out hands like this, so you're only doing one hand at a time, doing the crossover. This one's gonna be weird. Okay, so while I'm practicing this, make it a little bigger for you. While I'm practicing this, I want to make sure that I'm not moving my right hand too much when doing the left hand crossover. So when I'm moving over, I don't want this one to start moving back and forth like this. It's like that. So what I'm trying to focus on is getting my left over enough so I don't have to move my right as much. I can just keep it in the same spot without swiping over to the other side. So that's specifically what I'm focusing on while doing this. So let's do this again. watching out for that. Totally doing the wrong pattern. Like I said, sharing all the mistakes. Let's try this again. Oops. Forgot the own pattern that I wrote. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna break this down some more. It's not great. And slow it down. Okay, so we're gonna slow this down because it's not sounding good. I'm not happy with it, so let's try 60. And let me pull the music back up so you can see it. Okay, so when I'm doing this, really focus on keeping that right hand in the correct spot without moving around and being rhythmically accurate. These crossovers keep messing me up. Gotta stay relaxed on the accents. Yeah, so that third pattern, the outside fives, is really messing up. When I'm doing the crossover, I'm hitting my sticks too much. So I'm going to isolate that in a second. Just thinking ahead too much, messed me up. Okay, so to isolate it out, I could just sit here and do it over and over again, or I could, like... So I'm trying to get this to feel more comfortable. See, I can't do like a full like wrist over. Unless I were to move my hand out of the way. Like, and then I'd be like this. But I don't want to do that. So, I need to get comfortable with it. And I'm not doing an accent here because that's just weird. I want to make sure when I'm doing this, I'm not changing my technique. Like some people will play French grip, some people will play like flat. I like to have a little bit of an angle on mine, American grip. Instead of, so we have German, French, American's kind of like in between the two. So I'm trying to keep American grip. Okay, that feels a little bit better. So let's try this again at 61. hitting too hard. Rush there. Wrong pattern. Talking, messing me up. I'm hitting too hard on my accents, so I'm trying to intentionally relax them more. That was a lot better in terms of how it felt. Little rhythmically inaccurate. And my playing zones changed a little bit on the right, but it was better. Okay, so I'm gonna do this again at 62, and let's see if it sounds consistent. Yep. If so, we'll try the other hand, the right hand crossing over. Keep messing up the pattern on the slower fives. So, not thrilled with this, so I'm going to do this again at 63. See if I can improve that first line. And I noticed that my right hand was moving again on those taps that were underneath the crossover. That second line was better with the right hand. Just rush that. So I'm going to do the same thing again at 63, really focusing on this first line in particular. I'm not going to talk so we can hear if there's improvements. Better, obviously, other than the first measure. Too heavy on my accents. I hope if you are watching this either live or after the fact on YouTube that you are playing along and trying to line up rhythmically so that way you can practice listening in. So now we're going to try it with right hand crossover, so I'll keep it on drum 2 and move the accents to drum 2 and keep the taps on drum 1. I'm afraid that I'm going to hit my mic. So I'm being extra cautious on these crossovers. So overall, it gets worse when I start talking. Overall, it was better than I thought it would be. It just feels weird doing the right hand crossover, but I'm so afraid of hitting my microphone right here. Maybe I just need to move it out of the way, but then I can't talk. Sorry, thinking out loud. I think I'll be all right. The original version didn't have that fifth measure or fourth measure. Fifth measure. Can't count while I'm playing apparently, so I keep forgetting to play it. I added it because I thought it was better to go between slurred and rushed back to normal. But I keep forgetting that I added it. Oops. That right there is relaxed technique. Or should I say too relaxed? Don't hit your stick. Doesn't go well. A little early on the attack. Focusing on the left hand underneath now. I want to make sure it's not moving around a bunch. Starting to feel more comfortable. Okay, so now I'm going to do crossovers on both. I don't know how it's going to sound. Might not go well. Never done it. Let's try it. Honestly, it's going better than I thought it would. I say that and then I mess up. Okay, so you'll notice in the upper cam, in the overhead cam, that the sticks are still moving a little bit, but they're better than they were at the beginning. So when I'm playing, they're not just like moving all over the place as soon as I do a crossover. So that's good. Okay, so what I was doing is starting with just one hand crossing over, and I was just doing stick over stick type of crossover, like this, as opposed to wrist over wrist. And then after I was getting comfortable doing the left hand crossover, all right, cool. Now I'm going to cross over with the right hand and try and get comfortable again doing the stick over the stick. And then you can mess around with things and do both of the hands crossing over on every accent. It'd be really weird to do that fast, but this is a fun one to work on if you're doing like a shopping spree or something, etc. Okay. So now I'm going to try and do a wrist over wrist crossover. So I'm going to actually be doing a full drum skip in between. So I'll be doing the same thing, but on each of the accents, I'm going to wrist all the way over. Okay, that's the plan. And the entire time I'm trying to maintain good, consistent taps over here, not moving towards the center. And on the left hand crossover, I'm trying to make it so that it is staying along the same distance over here on this drum, okay? So aim in for over there. All right, pull up the music again. My sticks are upside down. Whoops. A little early there. The butt of my left stick is hitting the top of my right hand. So I'm having to reach a little bit further on the crossover to try and prevent that. Focusing on the right hand. I was noticing it was moving too much. Okay, we're gonna do this again. At 69. Played the wrong pattern. My right hand is getting better. Okay, so now I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to put my taps on drum 1. I'm going to put my accents on drum 4. So working on right-hand crossovers. Let's see how this goes. A little late. Interesting that my right-hand crossovers are worse than my left. Being right-handed, that's usually not the case. It's usually my left hand that's not great. Especially after all the years of playing traditional. Ah! Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Sorry about that. Starting to feel a little more comfortable. Yeah, so my left hand is like moving back this way, which is causing it to hit right here. Trying to get my right hand over more. There we go again with that relaxed technique. I think it'd be funny to do like a little video at the end of the year that just has every one of my stick drops. Here's how many times I dropped a stick on stream this year. I bet it'd be well over 100. My left hand is doing pretty good, at least doing a lot better than it was. Staying in one spot. All right. That last little diddle on the left was intentional. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up just to see how it sounds when I'm doing the different crossover variations to make sure that like the rhythmic interpretation and the good playing zones and things like that are transferring over, and just kind of do a spot check to see, okay, if I'm playing this faster, how does it sound? My guess is this is not going to be as good because this still isn't super comfortable yet, and that's okay. This is me literally practicing. I'm just doing it publicly. This is not like a final version of like, hey, this is the best way to do 5-stroke roll timing with crossovers. No, it's not. This is me literally trying to work on stuff. So I'm going to try this faster, and I'm going to switch around between different types of crossovers, whether it's just like right hand only, left hand only, or doing both, etc. And I don't know why I keep modeling that with flams, because this doesn't have flams. Let's go to 80. Scroll down, and 80. So I'm going to do this for a few minutes, and then I'm going to do a little chop out, and then I'm going to call it for the day. So again, improvising the crossovers. Good to improvise. It helps you focus on the rhythm. While moving around the drums. Oops. For some reason, it felt like there should have been 8 counts instead of 4. Let's speed her up. Let's go to 90. That wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I'm still forcing the accents in too much, so I'm going to do this again and try and stay more relaxed. I don't know why I feel like I need to do tap 5s there. I had to have played an exercise back when I used to march that did something like that. Because I keep, like, subconsciously feeling like it needs to be there. Okay? Not bad other than the brain farts. Try 110. This time I'm going to do some more wrist over wrist instead of just stick over stick crossovers. That didn't go so great. Keep forgetting about measure 5 there. I wasn't going far enough. So I'm gonna stay here. Yeah, I'm gonna do more of these because that didn't sound great. Let's try it at 101. This is awkward. I don't know how many, like, tendon parts you'd actually have that does this. But it's good to just think of every permutation of ways you can play. And working on them. So many stick clicks. Yeah, that's still awkward. All right. If I was working on that for like show music or warm up or something, then I'd work on that more. But I mean, again, odds of you playing something like that, probably not super common. At least all of the music I've written and played. Okay, let's speed it up a little bit more and I'll continue to improvise. And then I'm going to chop out. And 110. I don't know why my brain keeps thinking after I do those slurred fives that it wants to play. It's so weird. Come on, brain. Whoops. Ow! Hit my finger. So it's not terrible, but it's not great. Hurt when I hit my finger. But I'm going to go ahead and chop out now. So I've spent a good enough amount of time on this. I've worked it up slower, and then I started to speed it up, just kind of see how it sounds. That gave me some information of some things that I could work on with this. So for example, if I wanted to, I could work on the larger crossovers like this. And then also just like I'm still not getting my consistent playing zones. when I'm playing. The hand that's underneath the crossover is still moving a bit, and my angle of my top stroke is changing a little too much. So these are some things that I could work on if I were to practice this again. But what I want to do now is do some chop out stuff. Put those sticks away. And pull out my Hardeman hammers, which are significantly heavier and a little bit longer. They're snare sticks. And let's go back to here. And again, it's in the chat. This is where I'm at. Now, instead of doing a technique exercise, let's do some chop. So let's go to I don't know what I feel like doing today. I don't have a ton of exercises up yet, at least under chop. I got plenty more throughout. I've done this one. I did that last weekend. I really like the Blue Devils 99 spree. You know what? In honor of this Friday and this upcoming Friday's releases on YouTube. Wow, that's loud. I'm going to do the Chicago exercise because there's a Chicago grid variations, like 12 of them that are coming out. 6 came out this last Friday and 6 more are coming out next Friday. Okay. Full screen. And whoops, description's not open. Show more. Let's do 80 just to start. And then we'll speed her up. So this is a part of the Suzie variation that Bluecoats plays nowadays. Wake up. So while I was talking, I was like thinking, oh, I need to do 4 Chicago's. Wasn't even thinking about the exercise I was playing. So I shouldn't talk while doing this. So this is a variation on Suzie from Bluecoats. So you'll notice on the website, there's a link to Suzie on my website. Play along. So that was the original version of this. And this is the Chicago exercise that I was taught by some Blue Devils folks. And the second half of this is like a variation on it. So this is the second half is not played by Bluecoats, but the first half is something that you'll hear in their Suzie variant. But let's try this again, because that sounded not good. Back up. So it's the same idea, just takes off flams. I don't know if I just didn't get enough sleep or what. Not focused. Okay, let's speed this up. This feels way too slow for chopping out. So let's go to 100. Yeah, so the second half removes some flams, and then it turns them into book reports. It's fun. Okay. Yeah, so what happened when I messed up is I was noticing that I was playing flat flams. So when they make a popping sound like that, instead of chop like that. And so I was trying to correct it. And then because I was focusing on that so much, I messed up on the pattern. All right, let's try speeding the rep. Nope, I just did that one. 110. Click is my ring, by the way, in case you can hear that. Yeah, this is definitely close to my breaking point, but I want to go even faster. I want to make it so I literally can't play it. 115 might be it. I might lock up here because it was tight earlier. Here we go. Quick. Okay. That definitely was like on that edge of, can I do it? And so I'm going to go faster. Let's try 120. That is the fastest on this particular exercise. Oh, wow. Yeah, so that one. That's the first line, what your hand's doing. That's just so much. Whew. Well, that got the blood flowing. Okay. So, if you watch this live, thanks for stopping by. Maybe next time you'll ask a question. Feel free. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, thank you for watching. There are links in the description to hundreds, if not thousands, of free resources on my website. And for the drumming side of things, right now, at the time of recording, there's 639 hours of play-alongs along here, and then as well as on the Drum Kit Independence page, so if you click there. Now, if you're interested in checking out more of these practice sessions to see how I practice, what I focus on, along with the little clinic-style tips that I give throughout, check out this playlist, and it will show all the previous recordings on here, so you can take a look at those if you're interested in that. But anyways, thank you for stopping by. I hope you'll have a good rest of your weekend. I'm going to be streaming most likely Fortnite tonight, and then tomorrow I will do another Practice With Me drumming session, and so stay tuned. I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you later. End stream. End stream. Yes, end stream.